Hey guys, this video on how to connect a 4-pin trailer light wire to a 86 bullnose to either flat toe, so the tail lights, turn signals both turn on while you're driving down the road. Just to, help some people, let you know what you're doing. Maybe you're towing this behind a camper or behind another truck, but it's just an easy thing to do. Let's do it. Now, one thing I would like to mention is that this truck is purely for off-road. So when you take your trailer wire, I'm tying it straight to the wiring harness. If this is a daily driver for you and you're gonna be driving this every day, beware with connecting it straight to the truck's stock wiring harness, just in case it makes your tail lights, your brake lights, or any of your turn signals fail. Just beware and don't say I didn't tell you. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get yourself one of these female ends that goes on, it's gonna go on the front of the truck to come out and plug into your other truck. Now I am taking it off an old extension cable that was used just to extend it from the truck to the trailer if the wire was too short. Now this isn't gonna be long enough to take it all the way to where we need it, but I am using a 5-wire that you usually would run AC compressor on. And I work HVAC, so it's pretty easy to get one of these. You don't have to use this. You can run different wire, or you can use an extension cord. Those old extension cords are great because they're already waterproofed. They're long enough and easy to get. So you want 2 of those because most extension cords only run 2-wire, unless they're 3-wire with a ground. What I'm using to splice the wires in is these wire taps. I found they work good, and these are the weatherproof kind with the weird kind of gel substance on the inside. Now while I'm sitting here, I'm going to very quickly take this 5-wire or whatever wire you're going to use and decide which wires you're going to use for what. Take these wires and decide which of them is going to be a brake light, turn signal, and ground. So on these 4-pin connectors, I've already cut my end off. This white wire that goes into this slot is always going to be a ground. This brown wire, closest to the small female plug, is always going to be a brake light wire. And the yellow is going to be a left turn signal, and the right is going to be a right turn signal. Now, I'm going to use the yellow and green wire accordingly, and then I'm going to use the blue and the white wire, and I'm not going to need this red wire, so I'm going to strip my wires and then go to my connector and strip all of those ends too. Now you could wire nut these ends, but I'm going to crimp them. You can do whatever you want. You can solder if you want, but I'm not a big fan of either of those, so I'm just going to crimp. And now that I have all these spliced onto this, I'm going to take and put all these down in there and then crimp them on. Now a trick when you go to crimp these wires is to twist and then put them into this just so they have a little bit more rigidity while going in there. Now that you have all of your trailer brake wires crimped together, I suggest you use electrical tape to tape this up with, or some sort of tape. I'm going to leave it for now since I don't have any, but I definitely suggest you do that. Now that you have your trailer brake wires all hooked up and ready to go, you're going to go under the truck with your other ends of your wires. And since I assume you're doing this on a bullnose, since this is what this video is titled to, you're going to go right under the driver door to this part of the frame, and you'll find these wires. This black wire with the red stripe, this is your brake light wire. This green wire is your right turn signal. The yellow wire is your left turn signal. And of course, this black is the ground. Now, with these wires and these wires, you're going to have them all connected just like that. And I know I skipped over it, but to use these, all you want to do is pop your one side open like that, put it on your wire, poke your other wire into this hole, and then take a pair of pliers, press down on this metal piece, and then this just folds over top and closes everything up. Now what I suggest doing with this wire, now that you have it, is taking it through your frame rail, all the way up through here, and then once you get to right where the front drive shaft goes into the transfer case, go up and straight. And now that you've taken it and run it all the way through the frame rail down there, up into your engine bay, you want to stay away from this steering shaft right here. Run it to the right, around, and come up to the front, go down below your radiators, and out through the front of your truck. So you have nice, easy access for when you hook it to the back of your truck, your camper, whatever you're gonna hook this to the back to flat tow. Now make sure to zip tie this wire all the way down your frame going up so it doesn't get caught in the drive shaft and cause any problems here when you go into four-wheel. Also, by your steering shaft to make sure it doesn't rub while you're driving. Also, after you're done, test to make sure your blinkers, your tail lights, your brake lights all still work after you're done. The only thing left to do now is connect it to another vehicle, your truck, or whatever you're towing it with, to make sure that all of the lights work how you want them to work, so when you're towing it down the road, they all work perfectly fine. Okay, video's done now, bye.